Welcome to the Center for Spiritual Living, Red Deer. My name is Juliet, and some days I feel like I'm a fixture in this building. So I'm always around. Shall we get started with the opening affirmation? It's in your handout that you got at the door. Today, all things are made new. I choose to release old beliefs that have limited my experience of good. I know myself as unlimited possibility, ready to express life with greater joy, greater love, and greater creativity. I accept that all good is available to me, and so it is. And now we are going to have some singing. It's all your. I don't know.
Okay.
Do we have the books?
I guess there's some.
There we go.
Some out there. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, we're going to start with I Am the Thinker, and it's on page 138.
Which page?
138. I am the thinker who thinks the thought that changes things that shape my life. I am the thinker who thinks the thought I have the power to change my life. If you ask me who am I am wisdom, I am light, I am more than meets the eye, I cannot be defined. I am the thinker who thinks the thought that changes things that shape my life. I am the thinker who thinks the thought I have the power to change my life. If you ask me what am I am beauty, I am joy, I am more than meets the eye, I cannot be defined. I am the thinker who thinks the thought that changes things that shape my life. I am the thinker who thinks the thought I have the power to change my life. I can choose to be the light that brightens someone's darkest night, and so much more than meets the eye, I cannot be defined. I am the thinker who thinks the thought that changes things that shape my life. I am the thinker who thinks the thought I have the power to change my life. I am the thinker who thinks the thought that changes things that shape my life. I am the thinker who thinks the thought I have the power to change my life. I have the power to change my life. I have the power to change my life. All right, do, and that was by Sue K. Riley. The next one we're going to do, and I can't remember the page number, I always forget to write it down, it's up near the end of your book, it's Life Should Be Joyful. And this is a song,
If anybody finds a page, what number is this?
I'll have to write it down next time.
130.
130. Okay, so this is a song that I wrote after taking a course back in CSL Winnipeg, and it's called Life Should Be Joyful, and taking responsibility for what's happening with us. Life should be joyful, life should be fun, but if I don't like what I see, then it's my responsibility to do the work that I need to change my reality. When I focus on what's be willing to forgive, even though it may seem hard. Have faith and know that all is God. If I don't like what I see, then it's my responsibility to do the work that I need to change my reality. If I don't like what I see, then it's my responsibility to do the work that I need to change my reality, to change my reality.
Thank you. Wow. Now, we're supposed to do the children, but let's pretend we're all the kids. Let's bring out the kids in us. I think Joanne picked this word just for me. Our word for today is obedience. That's something I'm really bad at. And it says here, the purpose of obedience is to guide you and protect you. When you are obedient, you abide by the rules, even if you do not like them, even when no one is watching. To be obedient is to be trustworthy. So the affirmation for the day is, I obey the call of my higher self. I obey the call of my higher self. That sounds much better. Announcements for today. Bingo is done, and I want to thank the people that did show up for the bingo. Thank you. Russell, Beth, Dale's not here. Okay. This week, Reverend Judy started a class called This Thing Called You. Do you girls know if anybody can come in at this point? We don't know. Okay. Okay. Well, she's got a class going. This Thing Called You. It's a very good one. And we have Reverend Joanne, that believe it's starting this week, is doing meditation is more than you think. So that is January 17. That would be tomorrow. There we go. Next Sunday. Okay. Correction. Tuesday. At 6:30. I've got it from the right person, so I'm good. And the potluck lunch. Next Sunday. Don't forget. Next Sunday, potluck lunch. Be prepared to stick around and have a little bit of visiting, cup of coffee, something to eat. It's nice to have them back. And, okay, in the handout, you have the membership forms, and we need people to fill them out. There's no cost to be a member, but fill them out because it has we have to do some reporting at some point to head office. So we need that pretty soon, and we need those so for if you want to vote at the general meeting. Okay? So please make sure you bring them in. If you're not here, if you're watching us, call the office and we'll find a way of getting one to you. Now I would like to ask Beth to read from the Science of Mind magazine.
Guess what? It's from last year. We sold all of them for this month already, so we'll just do 2022. It says, grounded in principle. Good morning, everyone. Wonderful to see you. Life is simple. Everything happens for you, not to you. Everything happens at exactly the right moment, neither too soon nor too late. You don't have to like it. It's just easier if you do. Good one. That's by Brian Katie. There is something within you which is completely aware of its oneness with power, of its unity with life. Lose all thoughts of discord and fear and permit the true pattern to come to the surface. And that's in 365 Days of Richer Living, page 264, by Ernest Holmes. I was hiking with a friend in Mount Hood National Forest when she suddenly tripped, lost her balance, and bumped into me full force. Fortunately, I was grounded and didn't lose my balance. I picked up her hiking pole and hiked on and enjoyed the beautiful day. I reflected on this moment later and realized its powerful metaphor for life. When I am grounded in faith, secure in my spiritual practice, steadfast in knowing truth, all sorts of obstacles can bump into me and I will not budge. Breaking news, upset co-workers, or my own random thoughts and fears cannot sway me off my path. I feel stable, centered, and can stand in the midst of whatever challenge is happening. We are bombarded with overwhelming changes to our lives every day that can take an emotional toll on us. When our emotions are worn down and we feel distressed, we can be easily influenced and may make decisions that are not in our best interests. Spiritual practice is more important now than ever before. The need for us to stay grounded in principle and faith so we won't falter or fall, but will stand steadfast. Ernest Holmes reminds us, realizing that all action starts in and is a result of consciousness, prepare your minds to receive the best that life has to offer. When centered in principle, we can make conscious decisions, choosing discernment over judgment, caution instead of fear. We can create healthy boundaries instead of borders. Consciousness is the key. Are you willing to be grounded in peace and not pushed off balance? And the affirmation, I am grounded in my faith. I am fully supported by the universe. In my faith, I am fully supported by the universe. Thank you.
Thank you. That sounds real good. Something to really think about. Now, if Joanne shows up, she just walked out for a minute, and she's usually not gone very long. But as as Beth just told you, we sell out pretty quick. So when they come in, you want to grab one as soon as you can. So it is my honor to to invite Reverend Joanne to do the talk for the day called The Internal Song. That, I think, should make us think for a bit. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you, Juliet. Wow, we're small and mighty today, but I have the firm belief. You got an echo? Oh, we've been working on that too. Because then I can't play my drum.
One-handed drum.
Okay, we'll try this again. Is that better? Thank you. So I was saying, we are small and mighty today. And good thing I took the 4 agreements, because I don't take anything personally, and I am immune to criticism and compliments. But, you know, sometimes it's just a really good opinion. I've got some really good emails. Thank you, Jane. And I accept opinions. Thank you for being here. So, good morning, beautiful, and welcome to the Center for Spiritual Living, Red Deer. This morning's January 15th, 2023, and I want to welcome you home, to this home. Whether your home is in this building, at home on your couch, at home in your own soul, in your heart, wherever you are, welcome home. This is a place, your home, it's a place of infinite possibilities. Please join me in an opening, creative, affirmative prayer. And I just invite you to enter into a space of gratitude and inner peace. As I speak these words for all who claim it as their truth. And if you choose, you can close your eyes. Allow your head to gently move forward just a bit to take the pressure off your neck and be here now. Take a deep breath, and as you let it go, I know and declare, right here and right now, there is only one presence, within and without. This is the presence of Spirit, the peace of Spirit, the warmth of Spirit. I call the Spirit God, my inner voice, my inner song. I am one with the harmony of this presence. I express peace, presence, and warmth today as I realize and reveal who I am at the core of my being. I am a spiritual being having a physical experience. I choose today to live and move and have my being as a walking, talking being of love, because this is the essence of who I am. I know and declare that all I do and see is a reflection of my own consciousness. I start each day with a clean slate, a clear mind, and a deep connection to my inner voice, my internal song of harmony and peace. With loving thanks for the power to change my experience according to my belief, for all who are here in body, mind, and spirit, I am grateful for our oneness. Together we are strength for one another. For this Center for Spiritual Living, for its expanded presence in our community as a place of infinite possibilities. I release this into the all-knowing mind, and it is done. And together we say, and so it is. Please hold in your heart right now, in a moment of quiet, all those who need love and compassion. As I speak these names, when we sit in silence, add your own name and those you are sending love to. Stacy, Roger, Reverend Truss, the Milky family, the Newton family, Gary, Sarah, Tyler, and their families. Good morning again. I feel transcended. Spiritual mind treatment does that for me. Today our title is called The Internal Song. Linda's got a song playing on her phone. And you have to say, I was a little intimidated writing this talk today because I thought, I got this in the bag. I know thousands of songs. I got this huge repertoire. I love all songs. And then I started thinking about that, and I don't think that's what they meant. I think they meant, listen to that song that whispers to you, that internal song. And I know that we all have a vast repertoire of music, but what about that internal song? I know we all have an inner voice. Sometimes it whispers, sometimes it yells, but do we always listen to your internal song? And what if it was like lyrical and musical and had a harmony to it? It would be easier to listen to. I'm going to sing you a song at the end that I wrote a treatment to a well-known song, and see if that sticks in your mind. Because that's my internal song, and it brings me harmony. Harmony. That was another word for today. And imagine that. Last week when I was doing the burning bowl, that was my affirmation. I release anything that's not in harmony with my life. It just always amazes me how universal intelligence sends you what you need to know. I didn't even read this week's talk to know that one of the themes was harmony. And what came first? My thought or their thought? The chicken or the egg? It really speaks to me about whatever you need is already provided for you. You just have to open yourself to hear it. And also, this month we're focusing on those 4 steps of the science of mind, our teaching. But more importantly, not those first 4 chapters, but on a universal oneness with the emphasis on truth. And the truth that we're not only of spirit, we are in spirit. You know, inspired comes from that phrase, in spirit. So be inspired. When we deepen our practice, it's for, I can't believe this. I got to tell you a story before I go on. So last night I went to Calgary. It was my son's 50th birthday. And I was going to write all about it because I wrote a song for him for his 50th birthday. But then I thought, hey, it's not about me. But apparently they're sending me 1,000 pictures. So every time you hear a ding, I'm sorry, they're great pictures. So I was talking about how every year in January we focus on those 4 first chapters of the science of mind. But this month we're talking about globally, like it's called living out loud. How can we live out loud our philosophy and share it with the rest of the world? When I first took this teaching, I wanted to go out and convert the whole world, stand on a corner like the Hare Krishnas and hand out flowers. But the more I learn, and I know you guys all know this, it's not about changing anybody else. It's about changing yourself. So this month we're going to encompass all 4 of those topics. Our philosophy, which is the thing itself, which is divine mind. The way it works through us, as us. What it does, it changes our thinking by changing our beliefs. And how to use it, affirmative prayer. So we are an inlet and outlet of God, and we use it by changing our thoughts, by using affirmative prayer. Spiritual mind treatment, or Ernest Combs called it creative affirmative prayer in a lot of his books. It wasn't until way later on that he called it spiritual mind treatment. He always called it creative prayer, affirmative prayer, and then I think, I never know. I don't want to make assumptions on why they changed it. But spiritual mind treatment is a word that's daunting to some, but it really means using the spiritual power of your own mind to write yourself an affirmation. And it's the greatest part of our ministry. And you know why it's so great? Because it doesn't cost anything. It's free. It costs faith and trust. And it can change your thoughts in an instant to a state of gratitude. Do you know your mind can only focus on one thought at a time? When you're focusing on gratitude, you're not seeing whatever is the opposite of gratitude. And it only has 5 ingredients: recognition, unification, realization, thanksgiving, and release. So I'm going to use my hands a lot. So recognition, there's only one source. Unification, I'm one with it. Recognition, I know my truth. Thanksgiving, I'm grateful for my life. And release, I let it go in trust and faith. Do you know another way to remember that is, are you ready to receive? Because those letters stand for recognition, unification, realization, thanksgiving, and release. Are you ready to receive the greatest gifts? Love, joy, and peace. I'm going to put my mic down now and grab my drum. Because Okay, I'm pretty loud, so I'm just going to move my mic this way. And you guys tell me if you can hear it over the mic. You can probably hear that. This is a song by Karen Drucker. These are the gifts of the goddess, love, joy, and peace. Gifts of the goddess, are you ready to receive all your gifts? All your gifts. These are the gifts of the goddess, love, joy, and peace. Gifts of the goddess, are you ready to receive all your gifts? All your gifts. And that goes with the harmony of my body, is the sound of that drum. They say it's a heartbeat of Mother Nature. So that's our affirmation today. I want you to say with me, today I'm ready to receive all my gifts. Today I am ready to receive all my gifts. So the next thing it does is it changes our thinking. Changing your thoughts. Wow. That takes conscious awareness, because it's not just our own collective thoughts of all our life experiences. It's all the collective unconscious thoughts of those unconscious people who are out there. So our thoughts, we have to really, I wrote in here, you have to unpack them. You have to unpack all your thoughts and which ones are unconscious and which ones are conscious. Which ones are the collective conscious and which ones are your own inner voice consciousness. And that's a good thing about, we call this religious science, is our teaching. As the greatest gift of affirmative prayer. It gives you the ability to only pack your own consciousness. But you have to be ready. Are you ready to receive? So we begin by knowing the truth of who we are. And slowly recognize that in the eyes of spirit, there's only growth, there's only good, there's only ever expanding experiences. And anything unlike that falls away to the nothingness from which it came. And then you unify and bring yourself into full expression of the internal voice. And the reason we want to find our internal voice is because it's the fountain of our daily living. Can you think of your internal voice almost like your higher self? I think that's what it is. And people pay a lot of money to go to somebody to listen to their own voice. You could do it at home. It's your higher self. You know, I think it's the wise part of you that floats around and gives you a perspective of what's really going on. It's like the eagle eye view of what's happening in your life. And no matter what, your inner voice is the voice of truth. It's the voice of the soul. And it's available anytime, anywhere. In my own life, I've used that inner voice at crucial times where I ask myself, is this really my truth or somebody else's truth? And I've used it to build my own trust and to guide me in some experiences in life. I had this great saying somewhere. It'll come to me. So you're always working in that realm of thought, and we have to remind ourselves that we are prayer practitioners. People take classes to become a prayer practitioner for others, like Gord and me and Juliet. Russell, did you ever take practitioner training? Oh. So, there are people who are trained to do prayer treatment for you, but we're our own prayer practitioners. And Ernest Holmes tells us that our conscious trained thought is so powerful. It's way more powerful than being unconscious. So if we're conscious that we are our own prayer practitioners, we can use our words to change our life and those around us. Ernest Holmes says in Living the Science of Mind, which is our book for this month, the power to live is within the self, implanted by the divine. Ultimately, every man will realize his inner kingdom and will become to him the tree of life, providing food and shelter, perfection and joy. Imagine that. We don't think about our inner voice providing the tree of life, food, shelter, perfection, and joy. And he goes on to say, faith is a certain definite mental attitude. Faith is an affirmative way of using energy, force, the law. In his book, Words That Heal Today, I'm taking that course right now with a friend. Jesus said, open the door of your mind and the heavenly light will enter. Ernest Holmes says, you can open it today, or you could open it yesterday, or you can open it tomorrow, or you can defer it until some catastrophe happens or a divine event. But someday, somewhere, you will open the door and the floodlights of eternal life will come flooding into you. When our consciousness turns to that divine harmony, it imbibes its spirit and permits its life to flow through us in action, and the reward is great. The internal song. I know you all have what they call, ever had these things, what they call an earworm. It's a really weird word, I know, but it's when you can't get something out of your head. Maybe it was the last song you listened to before bed, or the last song in the car, or even in an elevator. But how about taking those songs and making them live in your head? I was telling Edith, I asked her to write a song that she wrote, because I was thinking about the internal voice and how when you write a song, that's a great part of your brain. And it's so important to listen to your internal song because it's a different part of your brain. Music is a different part of your brain. And it's never invaded by life experiences. All the things that happen in your life, they just don't get there to that part of your brain. So anytime you listen to music, you access a part of your brain that's free. And when you write music, do you believe that, Edith? You go into your internal self, and it comes from a place so deep within you that you access it so readily. It's so different. Yeah, I think so too. I remember what I wanted to say, that your internal voice, and I talk about this a lot in classes, it brings out the greatest version of yourself, your greatest hits. Play that internal song. What would your greatest hits be called? I think my greatest hits are just today. So where was I? Oh, I just wanted to go back and talk about our greatest hits. I knew it was something really good. So the earworm. How about if we change a song that's always in your head and make it an affirmative prayer? I know you can all do that. And again, we can recall it because it is in a different part of our brain. So when I was writing this song, You Are My Sunshine, which is one of my favorite songs, came to me. And it goes like this. There is a sunshine, loving and peaceful, and so am I because we're one. I now express my true essence freely. I am grateful it is done. There is a sunshine, loving and peaceful, and so am I because we're one. I now express my true essence freely. I am grateful it is done. So I just invite you this week, thank you, to just focus on one aspect of your life that you want to focus on and either put it to song, write an affirmative prayer treatment. Are you ready to receive? Write yourself an affirmative prayer treatment. If all you can get is to the affirmation, the ready part, do that. And see how your consciousness shifts and shifts your intention to what you want instead of replaying. And I realize this is an old word, replaying those old tapes. Some people don't know what tapes are. But we keep playing that old tape. So write yourself just a short affirmation and focus on it every day instead of listening to the old tapes. Listen to that internal song. It'll help you show up as the best version of yourself. Play your greatest hits. Please join me in knowing that this is a magical day. A day that is alive with potential and infinite possibilities. As I listen to my inner song, I shine my light, I share my joy with others. All is well, and I am grateful. Let's say it again together. I am ready to receive. I am ready to receive. I release my word, and it is done. And so it is. Thank you. I am Reverend Joanne, faith, peace, and love for it. And I wish you a harmonious day playing and singing your greatest hits. And now I'm going to walk over and give this closing affirmation. Gord's going to do our closing. Are you going to come over here, Gord? Hey, we might even be able to hear it from the... I'll turn mine off for us.
Are we all ready for a closing affirmation?
Yes.
This day I know that the perfection of spirit is active in my body and in the body of my affairs. I am well, wise, prosperous, and joyous. Anything unlike this truth gently falls away from my experience, leaving me free to love my life, and I do, and so it is.
Did I not give you the prosperity affirmation?
I got one here.
Okay.
The prosperity affirmation, sorry everybody. Get me on the right page, right, Roger? The prosperity affirmation. My experience of abundance fills and overflows, washing away any need to hold my good to myself. And so I share and let the good flow freely, knowing that as I give, I am constantly replenished. I count my blessings and live from a grateful heart. Life is good, so am I, and so it is. There is a basket up front for your gifts. If you would like to share, we will gratefully accept that. And never, ever let it leave your mind that it's just giving. Every time you give, the universe is so grateful that it is replenished tenfold. So all the giving that you give is always replenished tenfold, whether it be in the center, at the bingo hall, or amongst your friends in the neighborhood. Giving is always a gift that gives back. We also have at the center, if you would like, a pre-authorized giving plan. It provides an easy way to contribute to the center. Sign-up forms are available for those interested in this practice. And it really makes it easy if you would just like to. Every month it just comes out of your bank account, and then you're covered. And that is looked after, and all that other loving energy that you give is a bonus on top of all that you are. Thank you, everybody, for your gift. And so it is. So, and I know nobody has a pen here, but I'm going to tell you, you can make your donations to CSL Red Deer, either by mail, blah, 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 that's the address. Write that down, everybody. And now we're going to listen to Edith. It is our pleasure to listen to Edith one more time for our couple of closing songs.
Okay, we're gonna do There Is Only One of Us, and it's by Melissa Felipe.
There is only one of us. In your eyes it's me I see. There is only one of us. You are my reflection. There is only one. There is only one of us. In your eyes it's me I see. There is only one of us. You are my reflection. There is only one. You are my reflection. There is only one.
We'll jump into I Love Myself. Why don't everybody stand if you want to make a circle or you just want to stand. It's on page 33 if you're not familiar with it.
Okay, I'll stand here and see if anybody wants to hold my hand. Let's just set that energy around the rock.
Love myself the way I am. There's nothing I need to change. I'll always be the perfect me. There's nothing to rearrange. I'm beautiful, I'm capable,
What a fabulous day today, everybody. I just want to thank all of you for coming out. As I know, there is definitely an intelligence that operates through all that is. This intelligence that operates through the galaxies, through the universe, and through this planet. I call this intelligence God. And I know this God to be the creator of all that is. It is the creation of the air, the trees, the flowers, the birds, the bees, and the human species. As this creation is part of the human species, we know that we are part of what it is. And it states clearly in the Bible, I am created in the image and likeness of God. So I know that my thoughts definitely have power. I give great thanks for the health that I have, that I am able to go out and share my loving energy freely with people of this world. Thank you, Creator, for allowing this lovely health that I may share who and what I am in this moment. I release my word into the law of mind. I know it's acted on right here, right now, and so it is.
Yes, there's peace on earth, and it's on page 114.